Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something straight from the heart. Your life can change the moment you decide it should. Not tomorrow, not next month, not when situations get better right now. Change is not an accident. Change is a decision followed by discipline. And the problem with most people is not that they don't have talent or opportunity. The problem is they're waiting for the perfect moment to begin. Baby, there is no perfect moment. Life doesn't hand out perfect moments. Life hands out chances. And if you don't grab those chances with both hands, someone else will. See, your life changes the second you start taking responsibility. You can't grow if you keep blaming your past, your family, your circumstances. Look, I came from nothing. I refuse to let nothing define my future. And I'm telling you the same thing. Stop looking at what you didn't have and start focusing on what you can build. Once you take ownership of your life opens up. God cannot bless excuses, but He can bless effort. When you move with intention, everything starts aligning in ways you never imagined. Rule number 1 is simple: change your mindset. If your mind is negative, your life will be negative. You can't plant a seed of doubt and expect a harvest of confidence. Start talking to yourself differently. Start believing you deserve better. Your mind is your steering wheel. If it points in the wrong direction, so will your life. Train that thing, protect it. Feed it good thoughts, powerful thoughts, success-driven thoughts. Rule number 2 is about your circle. Let me tell you a truth that took me years to learn. You cannot fly with people who love crawling. Some folks don't want you to grow because your growth exposes their comfort zone. If you want to elevate, you must separate. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, call you out when you're wrong, push you when you're tired, and celebrate you when you win. The right people will upgrade your life. The wrong people will drain it. Change starts the moment you stop making excuses and start owning every part of your life, because excuses are the strongest chains a human being can put on themselves. Most people never reach their true potential, not because they lack talent, opportunity, or intelligence, but because they are always explaining why they couldn't, why they didn't, or why the timing wasn't right. Excuses feel comfortable. They protect your ego. They create a story that makes failure feel acceptable, but they also keep you trapped in the same place year after year. Growth demands honesty, and honesty demands that you look at your life and accept that everything you have, everything you don't have, everything you are, and everything you're not is a result of your choices, your habits, and your actions. The day you stop blaming your childhood, your environment, your lack of resources, or the people who didn't support you is the day you unlock your real power. When you own your life, you stop waiting. You stop expecting someone to come and fix things for you. You stop believing someone will hand you an opportunity or magically change your situation. Ownership means standing up and saying, if it is to be, it's up to me. It means recognizing that your life is not shaped by your circumstances, but by your decisions. You can have the worst starting point and still build a powerful ending if you are willing to take responsibility. Responsibility is not punishment, it is empowerment. It says, I may not control everything that happened to me, but I will control what happens next. Most people waste years in a loop of excuses. They say they don't have time, but they scroll through distractions for hours. They say they don't have money. They never try learning a new skill or starting something small. They say they don't know where to start, but they never take the first small step. Excuses create illusions. They make problems look bigger and solutions look impossible. But when you remove excuses, you start seeing that the path was always there. You just weren't walking it. Owning your life changes your energy. You walk differently, you talk differently, you think differently. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as the creator of your story. Life becomes less about what happened to you and more about what you're going to do about it. Every challenge becomes a lesson. Every setback becomes fuel. Every obstacle becomes an invitation to grow stronger. Once you take full responsibility, your confidence grows. You begin to trust yourself because you are no longer running from your mistakes. You're learning from them. You're not hiding behind excuses. You're facing the truth. And the truth is empowering because it gives you control. When you own your life, you claim your future. Excuses keep you small, but responsibility gives you freedom. The moment you choose ownership is the moment everything starts to change. Your environment shapes your destiny because the people you surround yourself with either pull you forward or pull you backward. And most of the time, you don't even realize it until years have passed. Human beings absorb energy just like sponges. If you stay around negative people, you will absorb negativity. If you stay around dreamers, doors believers, and fighters, you will absorb ambition, hope, and drive. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they stay in environments that shrink their vision and weaken their mindset. You become what you repeatedly see, hear, and feel. If the voices around you are always complaining, doubting, gossiping, or settling, your mind slowly begins to accept that as normal. You start lowering your standards to fit the room you're in. That is why protecting your environment is not optional, it is essential. When you choose your circle carefully, you choose your future carefully. Some people are like anchors, they keep you safe, but also keep you from moving forward. Others are like wind, they push you, stretch you, and accelerate your growth. You must learn the difference. Supportive environment is not just about people who clap for you, it's about people who challenge you, correct you, and motivate you to stay focused even when you feel like giving up. The right people will remind you who you are when you forget. The wrong people will make you doubt yourself even when you are doing well. Many dreams died early not because they were impossible, but because someone close said, "It can't happen," and that energy pierced the dreamer's heart. Your environment also includes what you consume mentally. The books you read, the videos you watch, the conversations you entertain, they all shape your thinking. If you feed your mind nothing but noise, drama, and negativity, you weaken your clarity and confidence. But if every day you pour inspiration, knowledge, and wisdom into your mind, you become stronger, calmer, and more focused. Your environment should push you to grow, not relax you into mediocrity. Comfort is the enemy of progress, and being around people who never want more out of life forces you to live smaller than your potential. You must learn to create space for your growth. Sometimes that means letting go of people who are not growing with you. Sometimes it means saying no to invitations that drain your energy. Sometimes it means spending more time alone so you can hear your own thoughts clearly. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is training. It is where you build strength, discipline, and understanding. A strong environment is one that helps you evolve, not one that keeps you the same. When you protect your surroundings, you protect your future. When you choose your circle wisely, you choose success over distraction. And when you place yourself in environments filled with discipline, purpose, and positivity, your life naturally rises to match that energy. Your environment is more powerful than your intention because even the strongest mindset can be weakened by the wrong surroundings. The right surroundings can turn an average mindset into an unstoppable force. Discipline beats motivation every single day because motivation is a feeling, and feelings change like the weather, but discipline is a commitment, and commitments build empires. Most people wait to feel inspired before taking action. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect day. But successful people understand something different. If you rely on motivation, you will show up sometimes. If you rely on discipline, you will show up every time. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, bored, or emotional. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It asks what needs to be done. And that one difference separates dreamers from achievers. Motivation is exciting, but it fades. You hear a powerful speech, you watch a motivational video, you read an inspiring quote, and for a moment you feel unstoppable. But then life hits you, routines return, doubts creep in, and that spark disappears. That's why so many people start strong but never finish. They depend on feelings rather than structure. They want success only when it feels good. The truth is, the greatest breakthroughs happen on days you don't feel like working, but you push yourself anyway. That's the moment discipline takes over, and that's the moment you grow. Discipline is the muscle that turns small daily actions into massive long-term results. It's waking up early even when your bed is warm. It's working on your goals even when your friends are relaxing. It's putting in the extra hour when no one is watching. Discipline forces you to show up repeatedly, and repetition is what builds mastery. You can't get strong by going to the gym once. You can't become wise by reading one book. You can't build a great life by doing something occasionally. Discipline creates consistency, and consistency creates transformation. The problem is most people assume discipline is painful. They think it means sacrificing happiness. But in reality, discipline is the highest form of self-respect. It is choosing what you want most over what you want now. It's choosing progress over comfort, long-term gain over short-term pleasure. Discipline is not punishment, it is protection. It protects your dreams from your own laziness, your own excuses, your own distractions. If your future self could speak to you right now, it would tell you, please be disciplined. I need you to be consistent so I can live the life you dream about. Even the most successful people in the world don't wake up motivated every day. They aren't superhuman. They just built habits that don't require motivation to activate. They train their minds to follow routines automatically. They realize that success is not an emotional decision. It's a repeated action. When you make discipline a part of your identity, everything changes. You no longer negotiate with yourself. You no longer rely on moods. You simply do what needs to be done. At the end of the day, motivation might start your journey. Discipline will finish it. Motivation gives you a spark, but discipline builds the fire. Motivation makes you dream, but discipline makes you achieve. And the moment you choose discipline over impulse, your life begins to shift in powerful ways. Your mind is your greatest tool, stronger than your circumstances, louder than your fears, and more powerful than any obstacle you will ever face. Everything you experience in life begins with thought. Before you change your actions, you must first change your thinking. Most people try to fix their life from the outside, but real transformation starts on the inside. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant will grow. If you plant doubt, insecurity, and fear, your life will reflect those seeds. But if you plant belief, confidence, and purpose, your life will rise in directions you never imagined. The problem is that many people feed their minds negativity every day without realizing the damage it causes. They talk to themselves in ways they would never talk to someone they love. They replay failures, hold on to fear, and predict worst-case scenarios until their mind becomes a prison instead of a home. Your thoughts shape your identity. If you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, your actions will follow those beliefs. You will hesitate, overthink, avoid trying, and settle for less because the mind convinces you that you're not capable of more. But the truth is, the mind lies when it is untrained. It exaggerates fear and minimizes potential. A weak mind creates barriers, a strong mind breaks them. That's why mental training is just as important as physical effort. You must learn to guide your thoughts instead of letting your thoughts guide you. When you wake up each morning, your mind will give you two choices: stay comfortable or grow. And growth never happens in comfort. Training your mind means becoming aware of what you allow inside it. Every word you hear, every conversation you entertain, every piece of content you consume becomes a part of you. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, drama, and noise, consistency is the bridge between dreaming and achieving, because no matter how big your goals are, they mean nothing without repeated effort. Most people start with excitement but fail with inconsistency. They want results fast. They want success now. They want transformation instantly. Life doesn't reward intensity, it rewards continuity. Anyone can work hard for one day, but only a committed person can work steadily for months and years. Consistency is not about doing huge things all the time. It's about doing small things repeatedly until they become a part of you. The world is full of people who started something, but only a few stay long enough to finish. That gap, that difference, that silent discipline is consistency. When you are consistent, you create momentum. At first, your actions may feel small, unnoticed, or unimportant. You may feel like nothing is changing, nothing is moving, nothing is improving. But consistency compounds. Every day you show up, you get 1% better. Every day you practice, you sharpen your skills. Every day you take a step. You move closer to your dreams. It's like drops of water shaping a rock, not through force, but through repetition. Over time, the small becomes significant and the slow becomes unstoppable. Consistency transforms effort into results and results into confidence. The truth is, many people fail not because they lack talent or desire, but because they keep stopping. They start a plan, then pause it. They chase a goal, then abandon it. They build habits, then break them. Every restart destroys momentum and drains motivation. Consistency demands showing up even when you don't feel like it. It requires you to push through boredom, frustration, tiredness, and doubt. And that's what makes it powerful, because consistency teaches you that success isn't emotional, it's mechanical. You don't wait for the right mood, you create the right pattern. Consistency also builds trust within yourself. Every time you follow through on your commitments, you send a message to your mind, I can rely on me. You stop doubting your abilities and start believing in your discipline. You begin to understand that you are capable of creating the life you want because you finally see yourself doing the work every day. That self-trust becomes your fuel. When challenges come, you don't break because you have built resilience through repetition. When distractions appear, you don't lose focus because your habits are stronger than the noise. Consistency strengthens your identity. It transforms your doubts into discipline and your dreams into direction. The most successful people in the world aren't the most intelligent. They are the most consistent. They choose progress over perfection. They choose discipline over excuses. They choose long-term growth over short-term comfort. Their results come from simple habits done daily, not occasional bursts of effort. Consistency doesn't ask you to be extraordinary. It asks you to not give up. It asks you to keep moving even when the path is slow. It asks you to trust the process even when the results are invisible. And eventually, what was once difficult becomes natural, what was once impossible becomes achievable, and what was once a dream becomes your reality. If you want a new life, you must be willing to leave behind the old one, because no one can step into their future while still holding on to their past. Change demands sacrifice, sometimes of habits, sometimes of comfort, sometimes of people, and sometimes of the version of yourself you've been for far too long. Most people don't fail because the new life they want is too hard. They fail because the old life they're attached to is too comfortable. Familiarity feels safe even when it limits you, and the biggest challenge in transformation is not learning something new, but unlearning what no longer serves you. You cannot rise with the same thinking, the same routines, the same fears, and the same excuses that kept you stuck. A new level requires a new lifestyle, and a new lifestyle requires letting go. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting the past. It means no longer allowing it to control you. You have to release the old mindset that told you to settle, the old habits that wasted your time, the old beliefs that made you doubt your worth, and the old patterns that kept breaking your confidence. Every old version of you fought for survival, but every new version of you will fight for growth. Growth is uncomfortable because it forces you to face parts of yourself you normally avoid. It asks you to be honest about your weaknesses, disciplined about your actions, and bold about your dreams. And most importantly, it asks you to stop being who you were and start becoming who you are meant to be. Leaving the old life also means outgrowing relationships that no longer align with your direction. Some people can walk with you in your struggles, but cannot handle your success. Some support your comfort, but not your growth. Some love the old version of you because that version didn't challenge them. When you start evolving, you change the dynamic, and not everyone will clap for your evolution. You must learn to walk away without guilt, not because you are better than them, because you are becoming better than who you used to be. The people who truly belong in your life will grow with you, not hold you back. A new life also requires letting go of fear, the fear of failure, the fear of judgment, the fear of stepping into the unknown. Fear creates imaginary limits that your potential can easily break if you give it the chance. Every successful person you admire had to walk through fear to reach their breakthrough. They didn't eliminate fear, they learned to move despite it. When you let go of fear, you become unstoppable because nothing outside you has power over you anymore. Letting go is not a one-time decision, it is a daily choice. Every morning, you must choose growth over comfort. You must choose discipline over distraction. You must choose your future over your past. And each time you make that choice, the old version of you becomes weaker and the new version becomes stronger. Transformation is not about becoming someone else. It is about uncovering the greatness that was always inside you. The door to a new life will always require leaving something behind. The question is, are you willing to let go so you can finally rise?